Boxing is a sport built on great rivalries, legendary matchups, and moments that define eras. The potential showdown between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford is one such fight that could captivate fans worldwide. While both fighters have carved their paths in different weight divisions, the idea of them colliding inside the ring has sparked intense debates, anticipation, and speculation. This potential clash represents more than just another high-profile bout, it is a meeting of two generational talents whose contrasting styles and accomplishments make for an intriguing spectacle. Saul Canelo Alvarez has long been considered one of the most dominant forces in the sport. The Mexican superstar has conquered multiple weight classes, establishing himself as the undisputed super middleweight champion while maintaining an aura of invincibility. His career has been defined by a steady rise from a teenage prodigy to an elite boxer who has taken on and defeated some of the best names in the business. Alvarez possesses an extraordinary skill set that includes devastating power, exceptional counterpunching ability, and an iron chin. His methodical approach inside the ring, coupled with his ability to adapt to different styles, has allowed him to defeat world-class opponents such as Gennady Golovkin, Miguel Cotto, Sergey Kovalev, and Caleb Plant. His transition from light middleweight to light heavyweight showcases his ability to maintain effectiveness across multiple divisions. At 168 pounds, Alvarez is at his physical peak, holding victories over top-tier opposition. His strength, durability, and ring IQ make him a nightmare for any challenger. His calculated aggression and relentless body attack wear down opponents over time. The key question in a fight against Terence Crawford is whether his size and power would be too much for a smaller opponent moving up in weight. On the other side of the equation stands Terence "Bud" Crawford, a fighter who has cemented his legacy as one of the most well-rounded boxers of his generation. A former undisputed light welterweight champion and reigning undisputed welterweight king, Crawford's journey through the weight classes has been nothing short of spectacular. His boxing IQ, defensive mastery, switch-hitting ability, and killer instincts set him apart from his peers. Crawford has dismantled elite competition at 135, 140, and 147 pounds, displaying a unique ability to adjust mid-fight. His victories over Sean Porter, Errol Spence Jr. and Kell Brook highlight his adaptability and dominance. Perhaps what makes Crawford most dangerous is his finishing ability. He is one of the few modern fighters who can systematically break down opponents and close the show when he sees an opening. However, stepping up to face Canelo Alvarez presents an entirely different challenge. Moving up multiple weight classes to take on one of the strongest super middleweights in history means Crawford would be facing not only a size disadvantage but also the hardest puncher he has ever encountered. Despite this, Crawford's skill set and ring intelligence could level the playing field against a bigger opponent. One of the biggest talking points in this potential bout is the size difference between the two fighters. Alvarez has comfortably fought as high as 175 pounds, while Crawford has never competed above 147 pounds. The jump from welterweight to super middleweight is significant, and history has shown that drastic weight increases can have mixed results for smaller fighters. While some, like Manny Pacquiao, have successfully carried their power and speed across multiple divisions, others have struggled when moving up against naturally larger opponents. Crawford would need to ensure that he maintains his speed and power while adding weight, a challenge that has proven difficult for many fighters in the past. Canelo, accustomed to dealing with bigger and stronger opponents, would likely hold a significant advantage in terms of physicality. His ability to cut off the ring and use his strength to wear down opponents could be a crucial factor in a potential fight against Crawford. If Alvarez successfully imposes his size and strength, Crawford might struggle to find a path to victory. For Crawford to win this fight, he would need to rely on his superior footwork, speed, and counterpunching. The key to his success would be his ability to use angles and lateral movement to avoid Canelo's heavy shots. Crawford has shown an ability to switch stances seamlessly, which could create problems for Canelo, who sometimes struggles against slick, elusive fighters. Crawford would also need to utilize his jab effectively to keep Canelo at bay. Establishing a strong jab and following up with quick combinations could help neutralize Alvarez's forward pressure. Additionally, Crawford's ability to counterpunch could be a key factor in frustrating Canelo, as he has done against previous opponents who tried to press forward aggressively. On the other hand, Canelo's path to victory would be centered around cutting off the ring and landing powerful body shots. One of Crawford's biggest assets is his mobility, but if Canelo can limit his movement and force him into a firefight, the advantage would swing heavily in his favor. Alvarez's counterpunching ability would also be a major weapon, especially if Crawford gets overly aggressive. A victory for Canelo Alvarez would further cement his status as the face of boxing and a generational talent capable of taking on any challenge. Beating an elite, undefeated fighter like Terence Crawford would add another legendary chapter to his already illustrious career. It would also reaffirm his dominance in the super middleweight division and possibly open doors to more historic fights in higher weight classes. For Terence Crawford, this fight represents an opportunity to do something truly historic. Defeating Canelo would elevate him into a rare class of fighters who have moved up in weight and conquered bigger, stronger opponents. It would solidify his legacy as one of the greatest of all time and give him a case for being one of the most skilled fighters in boxing history. Boxing politics often play a crucial role in whether big fights materialize. Both Canelo and Crawford have their own promotional and network affiliations, which can sometimes make negotiations difficult. However, given the magnitude of this potential fight, there is a strong financial incentive for all parties involved to make it happen. Canelo is known for drawing massive pay-per-view numbers, and a fight with Crawford would undoubtedly generate significant revenue. Likewise, Crawford, coming off a dominant performance against Errol Spence Jr., has seen his star power rise, making this a marketable and lucrative bout. If the financial and contractual hurdles can be overcome, this fight has the potential to be one of the biggest boxing events in recent history. Predicting the outcome of this fight is no easy task. Both fighters are highly skilled, but the size and power disparity cannot be ignored. Canelo's experience fighting at higher weight classes, combined with his ability to absorb punishment and dish out devastating power shots, makes him the favorite on paper. However, dismissing Crawford would be a mistake. His ability to adapt, break down opponents, and execute a game plan with precision makes him one of the most dangerous fighters in the sport. If he can use his speed and superior boxing ability to outmaneuver Canelo, he has a legitimate chance of pulling off an upset. Regardless of the outcome, this fight would be a historic moment for boxing, a battle between two pound-for-pound greats willing to take risks and test their limits. Should it happen, fans around the world would be treated to a spectacle that could go down as one of the greatest matchups in modern boxing history. The potential fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford has been one of the most anticipated matchups in recent boxing history. The clash between these two undisputed champions represents a compelling narrative of skill, strategy, power, and legacy. Each fighter has carved out an exceptional career, dominating their respective weight divisions, and a bout between them would answer questions regarding their abilities against each other. This analysis will explore the strengths and weaknesses of both fighters, the possible fight strategies, and the implications of such a historic showdown. Canelo Alvarez, hailing from Mexico, has established himself as one of the most dominant fighters of the modern era. He has held multiple world championships in 4 weight classes, from light middleweight to light heavyweight, and has been the undisputed super middleweight champion since 2021. His resume includes victories over elite opponents such as Gennady Golovkin, Miguel Cotto, Sergey Kovalev, and Caleb Plant. His powerful counterpunching, body attack, and defensive head movement make him a formidable opponent for anyone in the ring. Terence Crawford, on the other hand, is regarded as one of the most versatile and complete fighters of his generation. The Nebraska-born fighter became the undisputed champion in 2 different weight divisions, first at light welterweight and later at welterweight after his emphatic victory over Errol Spence Jr. Crawford's ability to switch stances, his impeccable timing, and his finishing instinct have made him one of the most feared fighters in boxing. One of the most significant factors in this matchup is the weight difference. Canelo has fought as high as light heavyweight 175 pounds and currently campaigns at super middleweight 168 pounds. Meanwhile, Crawford, who started his career at lightweight 135 pounds, has only recently settled into the welterweight division 147 pounds. This disparity in size poses a major challenge for Crawford, who would likely have to move up in weight to meet Canelo at 168 pounds or agree to a catch weight. Canelo's experience at higher weight classes gives him a natural size advantage. He has demonstrated his ability to absorb powerful shots from naturally bigger fighters and has carried his power up in weight effectively. Crawford, though an exceptional talent, would need to prove that he can handle the physicality and power of a super middleweight, especially against someone as experienced and durable as Canelo. Both fighters are highly skilled, but their styles are distinct. Canelo relies on his defensive acumen, counterpunching ability, and powerful body shots to break down opponents over time. His ability to close the distance, slip punches, and capitalize on openings makes him a calculated and patient fighter. His footwork has improved significantly over the years, allowing him to cut off the ring and control the pace of a fight. Crawford's biggest strength is his adaptability. He is one of the few fighters who can seamlessly switch between orthodox and southpaw stances, which allows him to control angles and confuse opponents. His hand speed, precision, and ability to adjust mid-fight make him a dangerous adversary for anyone. Crawford is also an exceptional counterpuncher and is known for his ability to hurt opponents when they least expect it. Power is an area where Canelo has a clear advantage. He has demonstrated knockout power at multiple weight classes and is one of the most devastating body punchers in the sport. His ability to wear down opponents through attrition makes him particularly dangerous in longer fights. Crawford possesses power but has never fought anyone as big or as strong as Canelo. While he has knocked out top welterweights, the question remains whether his power will carry up in weight. Additionally, Crawford's chin has not been tested against a fighter with Canelo's punching power, making durability a key concern if he were to take this fight. Crawford has the edge in speed and movement. His footwork allows him to create angles that frustrate opponents, and his hand speed enables him to land quick, sharp punches before his opponent can react. He has an excellent ability to control distance and make his opponent miss. Canelo's footwork is more calculated, with an emphasis on efficient movement rather than outright speed. While he may not be as quick as Crawford, he makes up for it with excellent head movement and defensive awareness. He has improved his ability to cut off the ring, which would be crucial in a fight against someone as mobile as Crawford. Both fighters exhibit high-level defensive skills, though they employ different approaches. Canelo's head movement and upper body control make him extremely difficult to hit cleanly. His high guard and ability to roll with punches reduce the impact of his opponent's attacks. He has shown resilience against powerful punchers and has rarely been in serious trouble throughout his career. Crawford's defense is based on his reflexes and movement. He is excellent at slipping punches and countering with precision. His ability to switch stances also adds an extra layer of unpredictability to his defense. However, he has been caught cleanly in some fights, particularly early in bouts, which could be a concern against a finisher like Canelo. If Canelo and Crawford were to meet in the ring, both would need to execute specific strategies to maximize their chances of victory. For Canelo, the key would be to apply constant pressure, cut off the ring, and work the body early. He would need to make Crawford feel the weight difference and break him down systematically. By targeting the body, Canelo could slow Crawford's movement and make him more vulnerable to head shots in the later rounds. Crawford's best strategy would be to use his speed, movement, and angles to frustrate Canelo. He would need to stay disciplined, avoid prolonged exchanges, and counter effectively. Keeping Canelo at range and utilizing his jab to disrupt his rhythm would be crucial. Crawford's ability to switch stances could also create openings that force Canelo to adjust his defensive approach. There are multiple ways this fight could unfold, depending on execution and adjustments made during the bout. If Canelo successfully imposes his size and strength, he could wear Crawford down and score a late-round stoppage. His ability to take shots from naturally bigger fighters and deliver punishing blows could be too much for Crawford to handle over 12 rounds. If Crawford executes a perfect game plan, he could outbox Canelo, rack up points on the scorecards, and secure a decision victory. His movement and counterpunching ability could make it difficult for Canelo to land clean shots consistently. However, the size difference could prove too significant, making it difficult for Crawford to maintain his pace for an entire fight. If he cannot deter Canelo with his power, he risks being overwhelmed in the later rounds. A fight between Canelo and Crawford would be one of the most significant bouts in recent boxing history. If Canelo were to win, it would further cement his legacy as an all-time great, demonstrating his ability to defeat one of the most skilled fighters in the sport. For Crawford, a victory over Canelo would elevate him into legendary status, proving that he can conquer weight classes far beyond his natural division. Regardless of the outcome, the fight would be a spectacle that captures the imagination of boxing fans worldwide. It represents a battle of elite skill, heart, and determination, making it one of the most compelling matchups possible in the sport today.